Salutations, Golden State diehards. Before we even get started, go ahead and give that like button a thunderous slam and make sure you're subscribed to Warriors News Fan Report, because what we're about to dive into could rewrite franchise history. Word around the Bay Area is that a major shakeup has just rocked the Warriors' front office, and it centers on the unexpected departure of rookie big man Trayce Jackson Davis. Yes, you heard that right. Sources tell us that Jackson Davis, the versatile front court piece who came to Golden State with so much preseason buzz, has reportedly been let go. But, as every diehard knows, there's always more beneath the surface. In Dub Nation, and this move may be the harbinger of something far bigger. Think back to the whispers we heard at the NBA Combine this summer. Dusty corridors in Chicago buzzing with talk of a potential blockbuster pursuit of an established all-star center. Suddenly, that chatter is snapping into focus. The same executives who predicted the Warriors would target a pass-first, rim-protecting pivot like Jarrett Allen now seem to have found a convenient opening. Could the unexpected exit of Trayce Jackson Davis be the chess piece Golden State needed to clear salary cap room and roster flexibility to offer Milwaukee or Cleveland a package they simply can't refuse? Let's rewind to the origins of Jackson Davis's time in the Bay. Acquired late last season, his blend of pick-and-pop skill, mobility in transition, and stout interior defense made fans dream of a future where he and Draymond Green formed an imposing twin-tower scheme. In summer workouts, he showed flashes, splashing threes on one possession, gobbling rebounds on the next, all with that unrelenting motor that earned him All-American honors in college. So why, in the blink of an eye, would a team committed to continuity cut ties with a promising young piece less than a full campaign in? Here's where the speculation heats up. According to those with inside knowledge, Golden State's brass has been strategically eyeing Jarrett Allen of the Cleveland Cavaliers, fresh off another Pro Bowl selection. Allen's rim protection, passing touch, and low-post scoring have been touted as the ideal complement to Stephen Curry's orbital shooting and Klay Thompson's catch-and-shoot prowess. Yet, Cleveland's front office, aiming to add wing shooting around veteran Donovan Mitchell, is said to covet draft capital and young front-court talent in return. By waiving Jackson Davis, the Warriors suddenly free up not only a roster slot but also the necessary cap wiggle room to propose a sign-and-trade or salary-matching deal without surrendering core rotation pieces like Kevin Looney or Jordan Poole. Could this be the grand design? Some insiders believe that the timing is too precise to be coincidental. News of Jackson Davis's release dropped mere hours after trade rumors intensified around Allen, as if signaling to rival GMs that Golden State is serious about hitting the reset button on its interior. Is it possible that the Warriors are leveraging this move to force Cleveland's hand into a quicker negotiation, knowing that the longer they wait, the more likely Milwaukee, who also covets rim protection and playmaking from its big man, will swoop in with an even richer offer? Let's not forget the franchise's track record for bold mid-season maneuvers. Recall the 2016-17 trade that brought in Kevin Durant, an earth-shaking decision that required meticulous cap engineering, veteran buyouts, and the sacrifice of draft currency. Warriors executives have shown time and again that they're willing to make the unpopular roster jettisons if it means landing a surefire superstar. Given that precedent, moving on from a rookie, even one with Jackson Davis's upside, feels like the sort of gamble that Steve Kerr's front office wouldn't hesitate to place if they believe they're rounding into championship contention. Now, consider the human element. When a young talent is abruptly cut loose, the basketball world wonders if there's more to the story. Personality clashes in the locker room, differing visions with coaching staff, or perhaps a realization that Jackson Davis's development trajectory simply didn't align with the Warriors' win-now blueprint. Could this decision reflect not a dismissal of his raw skills, but rather a strategic pivot born from thorough talent evaluation? That an established all-star provides far more immediate impact than another year of waiting for a rookie to polish. His game? Numbers tell part of the tale. Jackson Davis posted a respectable 7.2 points and 5.8 rebounds per 36 minutes in limited action, showing promise as a modern big who can stretch the floor. Yet in the eyes of decision-makers keyed on maximizing playoff output, those are the very stats that highlight the gap between promise and production. Jarrett Allen, by contrast, averaged over 13 points, 9 rebounds, and nearly 2 blocks per game last season, eye-popping metrics that flip entire possessions on both ends of the floor. Could General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. have looked at the spreadsheets and concluded that Jackson Davis, despite his potential, simply wouldn't tip the scales as dramatically as acquiring an all-star? At the same time, fans are already painting sneakers on Allen in royal blue and gold, imagining the thunderous chemistry between him and Draymond on defensive rotations and the level of gravity he'd create for Curry's legendary shooting. The vision is intoxicating. Curry pulling up from NBA logo range, defenders glued to his mark, only to see Allen swoop in for the board and kick out to Clay on the wing, all within the blink of a second. This is the sort of highlight reel synergy that turns title contenders into dynasty architects. Yet there remains a caveat: roster harmony. Warriors teams of the past succeeded on fluid ball movement and selflessness. Introducing a big star with ball-dominant tendencies requires recalibration. Would Allen, whose assist numbers peaked at 3.1 per game, willingly embrace a complementary role where he eschews post-up touches in favor of cutting, screening, and timely passing? Or might we witness early friction as two established stars negotiate their touches? Veteran observers caution that mid-season integrations of marquee talents can falter if not meticulously managed. Just ask the Knicks and Lakers of recent memory. Of course, the optics of cutting loose a promising rookie to chase a big fish are polarizing. Some in Dub Nation laud the boldness, arguing that championship windows are fleeting and that only the most decisive moves can sustain a title hunt. Others lament the lost potential and fear that youth development, a key pillar of Warriors philosophy, is taking a back seat to star chasing. Could this very conversation fuel a fan backlash if the Allen trade fails to yield immediate hardware? One final layer to this unfolding drama is the ripple effect across the league. If Golden State lands Allen, the ripple will reach every corner of the Western Conference, the Suns recalibrating their own front court, the Lakers scrambling for complementary pieces around LeBron and Davis, and the upstart Timberwolves reevaluating their defensive schemes. It would trigger a domino effect of blockbuster proposals and rapid-fire roster shakeups as contenders vie to keep pace. So here we stand, Warriors Nation, at the doorway of upheaval. The departure of Trace Jackson Davis feels less like an end and more like a door swung wide open for the franchise to chase its next great chapter. Whether this gambit leads to an all-star center marching through the Bay, or whether it leaves a void regretted in hindsight, remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: this is the kind of intrigue that makes championship basketball not just a sport, but a grand theater of strategy, risk, and unrelenting ambition. Before we continue, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you'll be first in the know if this blockbuster center trade comes together. Imagine waking up tomorrow to headlines screaming about an all-star pivot joining forces with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, transforming Golden State overnight into the most fearsome quartet in the NBA. Now, let's unpack how this seismic shift could unfold on and off the court. First, consider the precise assets the Warriors could offer Cleveland to make Jarrett Allen a Warrior. We already discussed the possibility of including Brandon Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga, plus 3 unprotected future first-round picks. But what of veteran salary? By waiving Trace Jackson Davis, Golden State creates cap flexibility that could be filled by someone like Andrew Wiggins or Otto Porter Jr. signing elsewhere via buyout, further smoothing the path to matching salaries. Imagine the congratulatory phone call between GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Cavs GM Kobe Altman. A clean, efficient, Swap of youth and picks for a bona fide rim protector. Within hours, the NBA world would be abuzz with mock-ups of Allen in royal blue and gold, and Dub Nation would erupt. On court, the marriage of Curry's gravity-pulling range and Allen's pick-and-roll prowess would be mesmerizing. Picture Steph, dragging defenders out to the logo, then whipping a no-look pass to Allen rolling toward the rim for a thunderous dunk. Envision Draymond intercepting a lob, pushing the break, and finding Allen trailing for an easy bucket. Klay Thompson's catch-and-shoot threat would only magnify these actions. Defenses stretched to their breaking point, forced into impossible coverages. Could this lineup average 120 points per 100 possessions? The numbers suggest it. Jarrett averaged over 1.5 points per possession as rollman last season, and when paired with the top 5 playmaker in Curry, those efficiency marks could climb even higher. But overseas travel, back-to-back nights, playoff pace, these are the true rubs of an all-star integration. Can Steve Kerr orchestrate rotations so that Allen's minutes peak in critical matchups without stunting Klay's rhythm or overwhelming Draymond's versatility? Sources inside the organization hint at a staggered approach. Play small ball lineups in early quarters, then unleash the full 4-star set in crunch time, leveraging Allen's fouls-drawn acumen and defensive intimidation when every possession matters most. Practice footage from the Warriors' facility already shows Curry and Allen calmly running through 2-man drills, Curry firing off screens as Allen executes bounce passes. Could their chemistry click faster than preseason? It's possible, and if it does, Golden State's title window will swing wide open. Defensively, imagine the ripple. Opponents accustomed to attacking Draymond's rim protection must now account for a second wall. Teams driving to the paint face a 7'1" reject machine, whose 3.1 blocks per 36 minutes lead the league for centers. Opponents like the Suns' Devin Booker and the Lakers' LeBron James would struggle to navigate pick-and-rolls when 2 elite shot blockers patrol the lane. Could this tandem lower opponents' field goal percentage in the paint by 5%? Statistically, yes, and in the playoffs, that margin can mean series wins instead of off-season buses. Yet no move of this magnitude comes without sacrifice. Youth development has long been a Warriors' hallmark, nurturing homegrown talents, finding diamonds in the rough, and cultivating culture. By trading Podziemski and Kuminga, Golden State may slow its roster renewal, leaning more on win-now veterans. Could this risk long-term flexibility? Absolutely. Future draft picks are currency for tomorrow's growth, and unloading too many could leave the franchise thin once the Allen Curry-Thompson-Green core inevitably ages. The Warriors must balance the allure of immediate glory against the need to remain competitive 5 years down the line. Financially, the luxury tax bill would balloon. With 4 max-level contracts, Golden State could exceed the second tax apron, triggering repeater penalties that tack on millions to every dollar over the threshold. Yet Boogie's mid-season buyout and limited-deal veterans could help. Some insiders posit the team could incur the tax hit this year, knowing that championship revenue, merchandise, ticket sales, international broadcasts would offset short-term losses. Is the financial gamble worth transforming the franchise into clear title favorites? For ownership groups that prize legacy over ledger, the answer often skews toward yes. Now, consider the seismic effect on the Western Conference. The Suns, Rockets, Mavericks, Lakers, Clippers, they would all reevaluate their off-season plans, chasing counter-moves or doubling down on big trades. Rival GMs would work overtime, scrambling to reassemble contenders capable of matching a Warriors lineup that looks unstoppable. Could this spark a new arms race, pushing the NBA into an era where every contender needs at least one transcendent, big to keep pace? History suggests yes. When one team makes a bold move, the rest must follow or fade. And what of team culture? Warriors teams have prided themselves on humility, selflessness, and a tight-knit locker room. Introducing an all-star used to being the centerpiece demands delicate management. Will Allen buy into a secondary role? Reports from his Cleveland days indicate he values team success over individual glory, but the bright lights of Chase Center are a different stage. Could early season chemistry hiccups surface? Possibly, but consider Steve Kerr's track record of molding egos into efficient collectives. If his leadership holds, the potential upside outweighs the risk. Ultimately, the question facing Dub Nation is straightforward. Do you seize this moment to chase a generational talent, or do you preserve the culture and continuity that built 3 championships in 4 years? If the Cavs deal materializes, Golden State will signal its uncompromising ambition to win now. If it falters, we'll see a team determined to protect its identity and chase glory through organic growth. Either path carries high stakes and fervent debate. So, Warriors faithful, what's your take? Is trading for Jarrett Allen worth surrendering the young core and draft assets? Would you accept a heavier tax burden for a roster reimagined as the league's most electrifying collection of stars? Share your thoughts below. I can't wait to read your passionate arguments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, remember to slam that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ding that notification bell so you never miss an update on this potential seismic shift. Until next time, keep the faith and stay golden.